Hello learners, in today's video we'll analyze our 75 years of Indian Republic. What are the achievements, what are the challenges and what are the lessons, so that we can jot down in our essay writing and as well whenever asked in the GS paper. This is a very grand movement because we have upholded main importantly the free and fair elections. There is a smooth transition of power. Based on this, not just this, there are many other factors where we are very proud to say that we are the world's largest democracy, and from moving from a very vulnerable situation like poverty, like unemployment and food insecurity and all such, to food secure country and the world leading 5th largest country as well. So we will analyze this particular thing. So in the last 75 years, we have seen significant transformation in multiple sectors like our governance, in economy, society and the global standing or global positioning, wherein we have a very proper word or our say really matters. So we are going to highlight this particular review for the past 75 years, what we have done and what are the lessons to be learned and what are the challenges more to be addressed. First of all, we will see what are the political achievements we have done. We are very proud to say that we have upholded the democratic consolidation by conducting the smooth transition of power. This is very important for any democracy in the world, because this very democracy, we've seen our neighboring countries where they're just putting democracy in the paper, but we could see military takeover or autocracy happening or oligarchy also happening in certain kind of situations. But India, being India, after Republic, we have a very kind of a smooth transition of power where we are conducting free and fair elections. Secondly, the word federalism, we are so trying to strengthen it because we have a new formation of new states like Telangana, so that we can betterly governance. We can provide people in a more better aspect. And secondly, also the great financial autonomy is given to the states through our GST regime and financial commissions. So even the word federalism is being withheld from the past 75 years, and movingly we have tried to bring significant changes whenever and whatever is necessary at that particular time. And coming to judiciary and constitution, always judiciary has made sure that we will be aligning to the constitutional values, and many a times there are many landmark judgments. Few of them are like Kesav Nanda Bharati and Navdeep Johar. Navdeep Johar is a very significant judgment wherein we are trying to showcase the progressive nature of our particular country. This particular judgment, everybody know that has decriminalized the same-sex kind of a marriages or relationship, whatever is there, so that we can uphold the rights of LGBTQ community. This is a very progressive move we have seen in the recent times. And also introduction of many more amendments which are progressive in nature are like our GST tax, which was brought from 101st Amendment, and right to education, and most importantly right to information as well. So judiciary has made sure that we will be aligning to the constitutional values, and that too we will act in such a way in a progressive manner where the need of the hour is there to react. And coming to the economic progress, from being very poverty-ridden country, from being a lot of unemployment, we have targeted, or we are from 30 billion economy in 1950, we have transformed it to 3.7 trillion economy, which is humongous in the year 2023. From agrarian, agriculture-based to strong service sector, and also we are doing much great in our manufacturing as well. So from agrarian, which is a primary sector, we have moved from service-based sector and also manufacturing sector, and we have marked our 3.7 trillion economy in the year 2023. And many more achievements like the green and white revolution have ensured from food dependency country to a much more secure country in the food aspects, and also we have become the largest producer of milk in the global wise. And most importantly, in 1991, whatever the LPG reforms were being introduced, we have become so investment friendly country, and the FDI flow we have seen going skyrocketing after this particular move. And presently we know how good and how well the government is more emphasizing on making India completely digital, and examples would be our UPI and all such, and also some kind of schemes like JAM, like we have Jan Dhan, Aadhaar and Mobile, where we can access from one click through the digital economy or the digital side of the country. So these are the very key important factors wherein in 75 years we are trying to transform whatever the need of the hour is there. And coming to societal transformation, coming to healthcare and life expectancy has increased from 32 years in 1952 to 70 years in 2023. This particular thing has happened because of a flagship programs like our Ayushman Bharat and Mission Indradhanush, where the healthcare facilities are being increased, where people can get access to primary healthcare as well. See, 32 years was the life expectancy way back in 1950, and we have moved to 70 years of life expectancy. It's a very important and a key factor that how the government is taking care of its subjects. And coming to education, well, the literacy rate has rose from 18% in 1951 to over 77% in 2021, and the higher education has been expanded through institutions like our IITs, IIMs and the central universities. And we have seen our national education policy as well, how it is aligning to the global standards. And coming to empowerment of marginalized communities like SC, ST and OBC, we have taken them in account, and we have introduced the reservation kind of a policies and the progressive legislations like the prohibition of manual scavenging act, which is like deep ridden in the societal or Indian society from the ancient times. And we are trying to protect the persons with disabilities as well by the act which was being introduced in 2016. So not just in economy wise or not just in political wise, but also in the societal wise, we have trying to transform. We have seen significant numbers of improvement from 1950 onwards to 2023. And coming to global standing, coming to our foreign policy, we have like a strategic autonomy kind of a policy, wherein right now in the recent years we have seen how we are giving more emphasis to the regional collaboration. Not just that, but way back itself we are so aware of the world cruelty, and we have introduced to ourselves the non-alignment movement during the Cold War to Act East policy and the global leadership in the climate initiatives. Whenever there is a talk about climate initiative, India is first to talk about it. And India's active participation in the key organizations like BRICS, Quad and G20 has showed that we are actively participating in the global arena as well. And coming to defense and space, we have developed so indigenously, Atmanirbhar Bharat and everything, such kind of flagship initiatives or flagship principles of the country has made sure that in these sectors we would have the indigenous development, and we have developed defense equipments like the INS Vikrant and the Agni series of missiles. And coming to space sector, we have seen significant successful moves like our Chandrayaan and Gaganyaan missions. And coming to soft power, we are appreciating the Indian culture, yoga or the cinemas and the world representation. We have seen the Indian diaspora is so inclined to the roots of the country in the cultural wise and the religious aspect as well. That particular diaspora is influencing the international politics and economies as well. So we have seen in a multi-dimensional way country has transformed. Though the country has transformed in a significant manner, there are some key challenges where there still lie some key challenges like the poverty and unemployment, which is so persistent in the socio-economic disparities despite the progress. This has to be addressed in a very proper way by what? By providing the skill-based employments in a more way. Like we have transformed from agrarian society to the service sector. So in the service sector, whatever the skill is required, they have to be trained in a very proper way so that the generation or the growing population can contribute to the world economy and especially the country's economy in a more aspiring aspects. And coming to environment, we have seen the rising pollution. For this, our Delhi is a like a very significant example or a significant alarm kind of a situation where we need to really act upon it. And coming to deforestation and climate change impacts require more stronger policies more than whatever they are existing. And coming to social harmony, we are kind of in a communalism aspect. We everybody know there are such kind of hatred speech going on and everything. We need to still address this kind of a barrier, and the caste-based violences and the regionalism remains a very priority so that we can maintain the social harmony in the country and do more better in the existing 25 years where we can celebrate very grandly our 100 years of the independence as well the republic. And coming to governance and corruption, we know that in the corruption aspect, there are a lot of things where people are so greedy. In that way, we need to strengthen the transparency and accountability in the public administration so the governance and the corruption can be also been reduced. So these are the key challenges lying in front of the country where it has to be addressed, though the progress has been seen. And what are the key lessons we have to learn? Most importantly, the resilience, or the word we are sticking to is the democracy, where we are having a smooth transition of power. This is very important. This will be very, one can really appreciate this particular factor only when they can understand the true spirit of the word democracy. And there is inclusive development we have been focusing upon. The marginalized sections or women or children, the policies are so aligned of these all sections included. It's a very key important learning we have done through the 75 years. And the youth engagement, we have seen recently many more initiatives are there where the demographic dividend, the population, the young population has to be inclined towards the country's growth. So these are the very important lessons we have learned, and more have to be strengthened, and also we have to consider the challenges whatever are there, and we have to learn from these lessons. How? By addressing this kind of things, we are increasing. In the same way, the challenges has to be addressed so that we can grandly celebrate the 100 years. So in this 75 years of journey, we have emerged as a very strong, diverse and a resilient republic. Though there are certain kind of challenges that has to be addressed with the proper collective effort and the visionary leadership, so that in 2050 we can celebrate our centenary in a very pride and a grand way by social inclusion and the global leadership and the sustainable growth. So this is in the socio-economic and political aspects of 75 years. There are certain kind of lessons also to be learned, and there are certain challenges to be addressed. If we address that in 2050, we are going to grandly celebrate the centenary in a very pride way. Thank you.